So Jamie, do you want to tell us a bit about yourself? Where are you from, first of all, and when did you get into music? So when did your career start, your journey?
So I'm Jamie Mcintyre. I'm 22. I'm from Curfin in Galway. So I went to school in a place called Tuam, and that kind of really stimulated my love for music and stuff. And I've always had a passion for entertaining people, kind of just for like, I don't know, maybe attention seeking. I don't really know what it was when I was younger, but now it's like I'm normal now, but yeah, no, it's I've been playing music all my life, and I started learning guitar when I was like, I think 10 maybe, so 12 years ago. And I wasn't really writing until I was in around 16, so it's kind of always been there, like it's just maybe since I was 10 onwards kind of thing. But like I always loved singing and stuff like that.
Like, did you come from a musical household? Did any of your parents play, your relatives?
Your parents didn't push you into music at all, no?
No. Well, like they would have, like my mom would have like kind of nudged me into entertainment. Like I used to do acting when I was younger and stuff, and I was on Moon. Did you ever see Moon Boy? It was like a Chris O'Dowd like thing. It was on Sky One.
Oh, I did. I was talking
about
in
that years ago when I was younger. And
Swear to
hope,
God.
like the lads see the clips every once in a while. They come up on my Snapchat like a year ago.
Yeah.
Send it to the lads. They just start dying laughing because of the head on me, man. I'm like 10.
Different
I'm
time.
like 8 actually.
Is that what introduced you to music? So was it the acting first and then into music?
Kind of, yeah. Like it was like I sang at my communion and all that, and like my confirmation, and I was just always singing. So like mom kind of nudged me into like playing guitar then, and I did not want to play guitar. I was like, no, don't care about that. Like let me just do the acting and sing to backing tracks. That's kind of what I wanted to do. And then once I kind of started actually learning the guitar, then it was like from then on it was like, all right, now it's the music. Like I don't really like the acting as much now. I still done it up until like leaving cert and stuff, and like it was like I really enjoy it. And like actually is something like someday I'd love to like do again, like properly, because like I've been on like these sets because like they were kind of decent productions at the time and stuff. And I was only young, so I don't really remember it as much as like if it was now, obviously I'd remember it. But it's just like I would like to get back into that at some point. But like for now, it's just it's the music. Like that's
And what would you say was your main motivation when you were starting out? Then were you just like, okay, you liked music, but did you have an end goal in mind when you started?
Not when I started. No, like when I started, it was when I started writing is when I had the end goal. Like I kind of like that. I can talk about that in a while anyway. But like I kind of just started learning because I just like my mom kind of wanted me to like, so I always sang obviously, but like mom wanted me to learn the guitar, and then I didn't like playing the guitar, and I remember like going into like open days at secondary school, and I was playing it one day like in the music room like randomly, and then like just kind of from then on I was always just kind of playing, but never had a goal in mind at the start. It was always just kind of for enjoyment. It was a hobby more so than it was like a.
And what about your voice though? Did you like, some people just don't know if they have a voice like for years?
Yeah.
You see people going on X Factor and they said,
I know.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is that like, did you ever take vocal training, vocal lessons?
Never. I had one. I remember I had one lesson because my mom got it for me for Christmas or something.
Yeah.
It was like I don't know what it was. I don't even remember. I think it was like I was like 12 or 13, and I went in and I sang a Sam Smith song. And I was just like, I just wouldn't even sing that kind of music now, like, no, never had anything. Like, I never liked, once I went to that once, I was like, I don't like that, because I even though I was only like 12 or 13, I just didn't like someone else telling me what to do. Like, I've always had a kind of not a problem with it, like,
12,
but like,
13
you know what I mean?
years old.
Yeah.
The problem is you tell me what to do.
You know, like, but like, I wouldn't react in a bad way or anything. I've always just like not really liked being told what to do. That's why it's great now playing music, because like I don't have a boss at the moment technically. I know with time it'll come and you'll have people over you and stuff, but right now it's just like just chilling, playing music and chasing it. Like,
was that the same with school then? Like, did you go to college or did you just
I went to college. I went to university in Galway, and like, I kind of just, it was like when I was in university, that's when I realized, okay, now music is like, I need this to be my job because I can't do this degree, man. But it was so like demoralizing going in.
What did you do? Did you finish it out? Did you finish what you
I finished it out. Like I still have an exam to do, but like once that's done, then I'm done.
Yeah, what you study?
Children's studies.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was grand. Like, it's like the back way into primary school teaching.
Okay.
And at the time, I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do primary school teaching. Like, I feel like a lot of people just think that in their head. They're like, oh, I'll do primary school teaching. And then I done placement, and I enjoyed the placement, but I was just like, oh, I can't do this for the rest of my life. I was in primary school, like, I was like, I can't do this for the rest of my life.
Kids are wrecking your head already.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the kids were great because all I was doing was playing music. So like, they kind of like just liked that. Yeah. So like, because they're kids, like, you know, they'll just like whatever is
mind number stuff, anything.
Yeah, exactly. yeah. So no, I was just like, no, like, the degree is great. Kind of just done it because my dad kind of wanted me to have a backup and stuff, and I was like, we've had so many fights over the years about that, like ridiculous. But like, but no, I'm kind of glad I've done it now because it's just like everything kind of started to fall into place in the last like 6 months. So like it's grand now. I'm finished. I can just push on from what I've built. It was kind of the plan from first year to be like, right, and like when I was about probably towards the end of first year, and I realized, okay, I need to book up my ideas here a bit, and I was like, I'll just go through college, be constantly doing music, and hopefully my final year it'll start to like go well, and then I can just push on from there. And it kind of has gone that way to a certain extent, but like I've completely forgotten what the question was.
No, it was just about college, yeah. But I guess
yeah,
it's a good avenue to spend a few years practicing like what you really want to do. Because it's not 100%. Too demanding, especially a lot of courses aren't anyways. So yeah, makes sense. Like, and so you knew from like first year you wanted to pursue music after college. Were your parents supportive of that decision?
Yeah, they were. Like, but like I said, it was more so a hobby than it was like it like looking like a career. I know I was only 18 and stuff like, but like they were like, yeah, that's great. Like we know you're like you love that kind of stuff, but like do your degree. I was like, all right, okay. It was just like constantly, even like up until like 2 weeks ago, I was probably giving out to Dad about it. Even though now I know like he was right, I should have done the degree, like, and I did. And like, it's just about, yeah, it was just kind of like once we went into first year, I was kind of realized, yeah, it has to be music because like I just can't do this, like, you know.
And so were you writing quite a bit during that time period in college, and where did you draw your inspiration from in them few years?
I've been kind of writing since I was 16. I went to an Ed Sheeran show. I don't know, did you go to Ed Sheeran in Galway that time?
In
like
Pierce Stadium?
Yeah.
I was actually working at it. I was
yeah. Sick. That was like the concert I went to.
I put earplugs in after day 3 though, because he was, you know, he was playing the same set over and over again.
Yeah,
so exactly the same. So once I heard it once, I was like, oh yeah, nice. And the second day I was like, oh yeah, still
what
good.
I'd do for that, man. Yeah. What I'd do for that. He's like my idol. Like.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of them. Anyways, like I went to that show and I'd written like one song like years before, but like I'd never really sat down and I didn't like writing. I didn't like the thought of like just having to come up with a song. Like I just didn't like that. And then I went to the show and I saw him playing some like really emotional song. And you know when the whole crowd has their like phone lighting up, whatever. And I was like, oh, I have to write. I have to have this from feeling myself. So I went home that night, I wrote like 5 tunes.
That's actually amazing. That's the right way to do it.
They were really bad, like, but like they were like, you know, it was inspirational. I remember being on the bus home, and I remember it was just such a skanky bus. Like it was like everyone was just smoking. Like the windows were closed, so we couldn't open the door, and I was just like suffocating in this like mist. And I just couldn't wait to get home to write a song. Like didn't know how to do it, didn't know how I would approach it, but I knew that like once I got home, I'd be able to just like start.
When you sat down to write that first song, was it very difficult for the inspiration, or was it like?
Not really, no. I had a girlfriend at the time, so like I just kind of wrote it about her. I think.
Nice. Yeah, I was going to ask you that actually. You know, when you're actually like writing music, is there like proper inspiration for every song you're writing?
Yeah, like there kind of is. Like I always say to people, just so people aren't asking who songs are about and stuff, because like obviously I'm from a small town, so like every like. Girl I've been with, everyone knows about it.
Yeah.
So it's just like, oh God. But like, because like these songs are emotional and they're deep and like, it's just like, people know who this is about. So I'm kind of like, but like, it's a compliment to have a song written about you, I think.
How's it now if you meet someone else in the future and they're like, who do you write this song about?
Yeah, I know. It happens all the time. Like, yeah. It's so like why you didn't know me? I'm like, but no, like not every song will be like completely devoted to something or someone or whatever. But like there will be elements of things. Like I write about everything. Like I write music every night. Like at the end of the day, I feel like it just relaxes me. Like even if I'm not going to use the song, I just like. I'm just very lucky I have that way of like... It's
like a form of journaling.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, so it's built into your day now. Yeah. So you actually get a lot of satisfaction from that. It's
exactly,
not like a chore.
Yeah. It's not a chore. It's not like I'll sit down and write and be like, oh yeah, like I don't like this. Well, every time I write, like I'm writing because I love it, like, you know.
Yeah, and are there times where you just hit a creative block and you just can't move forward?
Yeah, I'm kind of currently in one right now.
Really?
Like, yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. Like I think there's nothing going on in my life that's like not like a lot of my songs are about love and all that kind of stuff, and I'm like. There's heartbreak, and I'm just chilling right now. I'm just in the middle zone where I'm like, I'm writing songs kind of about my friends. Like one of my mates met this girl recently, and like they're going out and stuff, and he's never had a girlfriend before, so he was like telling me how he felt about it, and I wrote a song about it, and I was like, right, that's good. But then I was like, once I wrote that song, I was like, what do I write about now? I'm like, I haven't like nothing is like inspiring me at the moment, I think, but like it's fine. Like there's loads of songs
that always happens, doesn't it?
It does. Like it happens. Like this might like for the last like 3-4 weeks, I just haven't been able to write. I've been writing songs, but they're just not like good songs. But like it's just like Ed Sheeran used to, like he always says like there's like it's like just filling it or getting rid of a dirty tap. So like you turn on the tap and it'll all be dirty water, and until you get the clear water, and then you have your song then. You know what I mean? I don't know if that even makes sense, but like it's just about repetition until you finally hit something. And once it's kind of like preparation for like when the wave comes, that you're ready to like hop on the board and go. You know what I mean? Like that's just kind of what I see it as now. But like I kind of I am kind of stuck at the moment. Like, but like I'm more so trying to get my music out there than I am focusing on writing. Like writing kind of is just like it's a daily thing. Whereas like I want to just get the music out there now because it's just been there for so long. It's just so. I'm sure you know yourself, like from DJing and stuff like that. Like
juggling multiple things at once as well. You do need to kind of give something a little bit more time.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially when you hit a block like this, it's probably a perfect time to try something else.
Yeah, exactly. That like I'll try writing in different ways now. Like I when I was over in Paris, like I got advice from a man who told me like you need to play your own songs at gigs, and I was just kind of like because he took me up wrong. I was like talking about a gig, and I was like. I hate having to play. Not that I hate it because I don't hate it. I love it, but like I hate having. I'd rather play my own songs.
Yes,
than someone else's song. Like you know. And he just picked me up wrong and he thought I was giving out about gigs. And I was like, no, I wasn't giving out about gigs. And then he was like, you need to write your songs that you can play at gigs. So then I was like, all right, okay, I do need to do that. And I started doing that. And since then, like, I've been got offered more gigs because they like hearing original music. Like, people start coming in now just to watch me play my own songs, which is sick. Like,
amazing.
Like, that's what you want, like, you know. So hopefully someday I'll be on a bigger scale, like, but yeah, no, I ramble a lot. I waffle a lot.
Yeah, that's what it's for.
That's exactly what we want.
I suppose, I suppose we are on a podcast. No, usually you get people out to doing that. But.
What would you say are like the pros and cons of collaborating with different artists?
I think it's absolutely unreal. Like it's changed my outlook on the way I make music completely. Like I was very focused on, I don't know, like a lot of my songs are kind of like Lewis Capaldi kind of vibe, like that kind of sad heartbreak kind of love kind of stuff. Which is great and all, but like it's like I don't want to be just one part of music. I just love music in general, so like I'll make music with people just because like if I like your music, I'll be like, yeah, why not work together, like, you know. So like since then, like about a year ago, I kind of started getting in touch with like different artists, and they kind of started getting in touch with me, and we just randomly would make a song, and then a lot of the time I won't know what's coming out, kind of like I'm just like, oh, is that coming out? Like that song that just came out, my recent one, Moving Faster.
I've heard that. It's actually amazing.
You like that one?
Yeah, I love it, man.
I didn't even know it was coming out. Like, I did know it was coming out, but like I knew like I didn't know when. And then like me and the German, he's a German producer. Blurred Pictures. Is
I was going to say, I was like, I didn't recognize him at all.
Yeah, he's sick, man. He's such a nice guy.
Savage production on it. Yeah, if you actually listen to the details in it, amazing.
Yeah, it's not my kind of music really at all.
What is it?
But I suppose it is my song, but it's not. It's not my kind of. I wouldn't listen to it. Sit and listen to it. But then, like, the more I listen to it, the more I do actually like it. Like, so it's not like I don't like it. I'm not saying I don't.
But it's probably because it's just so different to what you're doing at the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
You're kind of like, whoa, this is actually something I haven't done before.
Why do you think that was your best performing track? By a long shot. Like from me listening to it, like am I right in saying it was like the first song where you had a beat in it and like some electronic?
Yeah, it's one of them. It was actually kind of the first one. Like Lost in the Stars was the one before that, and that was more kind of like a Avicii, Kygo kind of vibe.
Okay.
Whereas this one, I don't even know how to describe what this one is like really, because
it's definitely just alternative. I think. It's very alternative electronic.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, it is, because it's so far from my genre of music. Like it's just like it's probably kind of maybe it was a bit daunting when I was releasing it, but we got it signed to a label called Loud Memory, and they're owned by Sony.
Wow.
Sony Music. So we were just like, okay, like they're gonna pump it into playlists.
Yeah.
So like they started like putting it in the day it got released. Instantly, like it was just put into like all these playlists with like over 200k people in them and all that kind of stuff. So it kind of got pushed out that way. And
through
then,
Spotify,
through Spotify, And then the more it kind of got added to these playlists, it just kind of was a knock-on effect, and just kind of got like the top listeners are in like Netherlands and like Brazil and stuff. Like Ireland is like 20th on my listens to list. Like, do you know when you go to Spotify for artists?
you can see the whole
Ireland's
breakdown.
Like 20th. Like it's daft considering like that would be. Like I understand that them people over in Netherlands and stuff probably only listen to the song once or twice. They probably still don't even know who I am, but they just heard the tune. Yeah. But like I don't mind that too. Like it's just kind of like the more traction I get.
That's international as well.
Your
name's
it's cool,
actually getting recognized elsewhere.
Yeah. So it's nice, like, but it's so hard to look at when you're just looking at a phone. Like it's just like Netherlands, whatever countries, and I'm like, it's so much cooler than I see it, because I'm so used to like looking at it and scrolling through all these random countries. Like it might only be like 2 streams you have in one country or something, but like. I don't know, when you actually think about it, it's like, oh, it's actually really cool. It's like,
it's cool to see.
Random, someone could be just on the toilet listening to me. I'm just like in Germany or some shit. Oh, I can't curse in this, can I?
You can, yeah.
I can.
Yeah.
Oh man, I've been restraining myself this whole time.
We don't have any sponsors, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Was that the first track that you signed to a label?
Yeah, that was the first one. I was always kind of like, I wouldn't sign, now the purpose, I wouldn't sign one of my own, like a song I've written personally for it. Like that song was like, the producer came to me, he was like, do you want to work together on this? I have this beat, do you want to write over it? I was like, yeah. So
he reached out to you through Instagram or something?
Yeah, I worked with one of the producers he worked with before years ago, a Swedish producer called Edwin Ryman. And I worked on 2 tracks with him, I think. And then he worked on one with me for myself, like. And I met him through him, so they like worked together. I think we worked on a song together, the 3 of us. I actually don't remember. It was released, like, that's what I mean. Like, I don't remember when these things are released, and like when if it was my own song, like,
you know,
I know obviously. Yeah.
How many songs do you think you've made? Like, we know obviously by Spotify, but is there more of that?
There's like, I'd say easily 700-800. Like, I said written. I mean, written. Yeah.
Wow.
Is that releases?
No, that's just written. Releases, I only have about like 15 songs released.
Yeah,
like 14, 15.
Jeez.
But like, it's like, go back to your thing on collaborating. Like, it's like, it'll open me up to like a completely different audience that I would never have seen before. Like, there's Iako is the guy. He's from New York, and I done Lost in the Stars with him. That's like one of the ones I released this year, and he has like 600K on Spotify, like monthly listeners. And like, I just saw that, and like when he messaged me, he had 50, and then over the year he got up to that, and I'm just like, this is like so crazy how quick you can grow with the support of like things like that, like getting, like I wrote that song specifically because we're getting signed to a label. This is what the song is going to do. It's going to boost us to a certain amount, and then I can release my own EP. So that was my plan, and then I didn't think the song would blow like it has.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like,
but you mentioned that it was moving away from your typical style.
Yeah.
Now, like, are you going to continue kind of making music in the style of moving faster now with that kind of electronic element? Or
I think so, yeah. I think I just like music. So like, I just like making music, and like, I love writing now on like things that I wouldn't usually write on. So like, if I had a piano in front of me, like, I don't even play the piano, but if someone was playing the piano in front of me, like, I'd be able to write a song quick then. Like, I just feel like it's just natural in them kind of songs. But like with the when I get a backing track, like an electronic kind of backing track, it's kind of like more of a challenge. So like, I do like writing that kind of stuff.
A little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like, I have kind of a rule with myself where I'll have to write a song. Like, obviously sometimes I don't, but like, I'll have to write a song in like 20 minutes, or else like the song is gone. Not the song is gone, but your
creative flow.
Yeah, my flow is gone. Yeah, I have to like do it. I can't like move where I'm sitting. Like, I just get
nobody
so
can
weird
enter the room.
Yeah, no one can come in. No one can, like, it's just like, it's my flow state. Like, it's my zone. Like, everyone has like, you know, someone reads a book at the end of the day, or, you know, goes on TikTok.
20 minutes though. That's what it is. 20 minutes.
20 minutes is when I write. Yeah, because like, I know that like, now I won't time it or anything. It'll just be in and around it. Like, but I'll know like, when I'm sitting there, like, if I leave and come back, like, the feeling I had when I started writing the song is gone. Like, I know it might still be there, like, whatever, but like, it's just kind of like I'm not going to be the exact same version I was 20 minutes ago. It's so hard to describe what I mean.
Is that why you've got 700 or 800 and most of them are just kind of left on the back burner?
Yeah, well, no, they're always finished. That's my rule. I'll always finish.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So many people have so many issues with that.
Yeah, I have to finish them.
Okay,
because I can't. If I leave it, I'll never go back to it, because my state will never be the same as it was. Well, it'll be similarities, obviously, but it'll never be the same as it was when I initially started writing the song. Yeah. So like, I was just always kind of kept it. Now there is things like times where I'll write like half a song, and I'll be like, right, I'll save this to do for a writing session.
Exactly.
Like, I wouldn't even count that as writing, because that's just like something in my head. I could be walking down Shop Street after this and just see something, and then I find a lot of inspiration in others recently for writing. Like, it's kind of like, it is odd. I'll see people at pub gigs like who are in a relationship or just stuff like that, and it's just kind of inspires me to write about that, because I have just nothing to write about at the moment. Like, it's just,
nice.
Like, you know,
I was going to ask you about you know, when you're collaborating with other artists and stuff, how do you go about like recording your vocals and stuff and getting across to them? I
everything on my Spotify has been recorded in my bedroom.
Swear to God.
Every single thing. Yeah, when I was working in a Circle K there for like 3 or 4 years, like, and I was working full time because I was repeating my first or second year of college.
Yeah.
Not the most academic guy in the world, but no, like, I just saved up for ages, and then I was saving for a car, and then I was like, it was during COVID, so I was like, I can't even go to a studio. Not that I was at the time, like, I hadn't really I don't think I released anything pre-COVID. Or I had like a Christmas song. That was it. That was my first release, by the way, a Christmas song. Yeah, so I don't know
played every year.
Yeah.
You're thinking income.
I'm like, come on, someday people are gonna love it. And I've released it twice as well. There's like I don't know why I've done that. It's on an EP, like a piano, like a newer version. I think it's a piano version. I don't know, but what was I rambling about there a second ago?
Who knows?
The collaborations.
I don't even know. Oh yeah, the collaborations. Yeah. So like, I just invested in a mic like an audio box thing, and then just I've been using GarageBand, and they'll send me over the track. I'll just record over it and send it over like 1 or 2 takes, and that'll be it really.
Nice.
But if it's one of my own shit, like if it's like I'm in the process, well, I'm about to be in the process of recording an EP, and like doing the collaborations has made me realize I really want to release my own stuff too, though. Like as much as I love collaborating with people, and it's great, like meeting new people and seeing new perspectives on music and like how they make it, but like I like my music is my music.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I'm very like
sentimental.
Yeah, sentimental about it. Yeah. Like even like I released a song there last week, Life Goes On, and like I wrote that tune when I was 18. Like I had my heart shattered, and then I'm just like, how is this? Like I'm looking at the song now. I'm like, that poor little guy. Like he was just like trying to get through, but he wrote this really beautiful song, and I'm just like, that song just only came out last week. I'm like, how did it take so long? But it's just like when it's my own music, I'll be so much more careful with it, and I'll hear things people don't hear, and I'm like, no, we can't put it out because of that and that. But like, I'm just overthinking it a lot of the time.
Perfectionist of it.
Yeah, and like you're never gonna get it perfect. Like, so I don't know why it happens, but
what's the full story behind that song? Life Goes On. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, it's just literally I was just in a relationship, and it was just one of those young ones though. Like when you're like, I don't know, like 15 or 16, and it was up until I was probably around 19, and then it just kind of came to an end, and I was just shattered by it. Like it was just like. Oh, it was soul destroying because it was like you're throwing your first love and all that kind of stuff. But it gave me like, I'm so happy it happened because it gave me, I wouldn't be the person I am today without it. Like it just made me, and it was all during COVID as well, so it made me kind of just like, you know, just I nearly capitulate. I don't know how to describe it, like, but no, it was I'm trying to think like how to describe.
So did you see that like your best music kind of came after that?
Yeah. Oh, completely. Yeah. Like the night that breakup happened, I wrote Can't Cope, which is like on 90,000 streams on Spotify. That's like one of my favorite songs. And that was kind of, I think that did give me like a kick up the arse too, and be like, you need to just like, I think everyone needs to have their heart broken. I think it's a real experience. Like the energy you get from it, you can't get from anywhere else. Like the energy has to go somewhere. Like, so I kind of enjoy now if I was with someone for a while and it came to an end, I wouldn't be as sad because I'm like, I can get so many songs out of this, like, and it's a really weird way of looking at it, like
the business form.
Yeah, but it's like I know that like I'm gonna feel a certain way, and I know that the way I handle my feelings is through that, and
that's
then it's
a creative outlet for you.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but I remember writing Life Goes On. I remember exactly where I was sitting. I was at the edge of my bed. And I was like, you need to just let this one girl go. Like I have no problem with anyone I've been with before. Like I don't know if they have a problem with me. I hope they wouldn't. But like,
but listen back to this and might have issues.
Maybe, yeah. No, but like no, like they like I'd be cool with all of them. But it's just like, I remember writing the song and I was like, you need to just let her go for her sake and for your sake. Like you need to just like stop. And then I was just like, life goes on. It just came into my head. It was always the thing that was there. It was like life goes on. I saw like a Kevin Hart video, like when the breakup happened, and it really like just stuck in my head. And I was like, I want to name an EP Life Goes On. I want to name something Life Goes On. Write a song. And so then eventually I wrote the song, and I was like, this is Life Goes On. Like this is the tune. And I instantly, and I said this to the lads and stuff, and they're just like, yeah, but like they don't get it. I'm like. There was like a weight lifted off my shoulders that day, and from then on, like I haven't looked back from that moment. Like I've kind of been like, I can write about this kind of stuff.
Was the weight lifted off your shoulders when you broke up with her, or when you released the song?
No, like she broke up with me, but like it was like when I wrote the song, it was like I didn't want it to end at all. I was torn apart, but like it's getting so deep. It's funny though. I know now I couldn't care, like, but no, it was when I wrote the song. I was like, this is everything I wanted that song to be. Like, you know, it was like me wishing that person. I was like, I know it didn't work out, but I still hope you get on well. Like, you wish you the best. Like, there's no point in we were kids. Like, you know, like, you know.
Did she send you a message when the song came out?
No. I haven't heard from her in years. Like,
I'm watching this podcast.
Do you think she knows this about her?
I always wonder that, you know. Yeah, I always wonder because I always, like, obviously, as I said, like, I'm from a small town, like, you know, everyone knows everyone. Yeah. And everyone would know who the songs are about. Well, they can make their guesses and stuff. Like, obviously, I said I write a song about a random person on the street, and they might think it's about them, which I think is kind of nice. But
cool.
like,
cute guessing.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, exactly. But like, when Life Goes On, though, it's such a, like, it's like a song where I'm like, really emotional and like sentimental, and like I'm kind of just really confessing this, and like I really love you, but like I have to let you go, and I have to be like, you know, for myself and for you, and like to capture that in a song was like, I don't know, it was just like one of the best moments I've had writing ever. Like, because I was only 18 too, so I'm kind of like looking back, I'm like, you wrote, like, how did you know how to process your emotions then? Like, because like I know now, because like, you know, you go through 4 years of college and you grow up a bit, like, you know, life kind of hits you, but like back then it was just like that was my only worry, like it was that. And it's kind of like, it's kind of nice to look back and be like, if that was my only worry, like it wasn't too bad really, was it? Like, you know,
it's not that bad.
No, but it's real character building, and it was really like I say, like the lads who have gone through it too, like, and I don't know if you have or whatever, but I think it's like a real character building. As a man, I think you really have to go through it, and I've gone through it like 3 times. So
just more like, creative outlet.
Yeah,
that's all
it's
it
just
is.
like, you know,
I
like,
can't relate.
It's so bad, no. But like it's good too though. Like, but no, yeah, that was the life goes on about. That was a real like sentimental, like emotional song. So I'm glad it's finally out, and that's going to be the name of the EP as well. So
nice.
The picture is me and my best mate as well on the cover. Like 2-3 days before we went to San Diego last summer. So like it's a real like sentimental picture. He helped me through a lot of like my life in the last 4 or 5 years. Not that I've been struggling or anything, but it's just like in general, just as a mate, like you know, he's like a brother to me. So it's like it's nice to have him on the picture too, because like he's part of like the life goes on. The whole the whole EP will be about just like things I've done over the last 4 years, like proving, oh yeah, life does go on after this thing happens. So like it's nice having him there too, because he was a big part of it as well. So it's nice. Yeah.
So for the tracks that aren't signed to a record label, like all the rest of your songs, what do you do to promote them? Is there some things you found that work well, some things that haven't? Yeah,
there's like, it's just a guessing game a lot of the time for me, really. Like I've been on TikTok for like 5 years, and I still don't know how to get a song to like do well. It's like it is. I don't know. It's just such a tough one. You see like songs going viral that are just like very like middle of the road. But they're being pumped by these big labels, and they're being pumped by these big managers and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, what was the question again? Sorry.
Just what you do to promote your songs when you're.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah. TikTok mainly.
Yeah.
I should be like, I would apply to put it into playlists and all that kind of stuff too, but like it's mainly TikTok for me, because that's just all I know best, really. Like, and I don't even know it that well, like, you know. So like it's just trying to catch on to the right trend and trying to.
It's such a maze, isn't it? Once you dive into the TikTok,
yeah, it is
such a maze.
It is like, even
you can try different things all the time.
Yeah, oh no, it's so hard to keep up, really. Like, but you can kind of take things from other artists too. Like you see what works with for one person, and you kind of adopt it to your own thing. But like, it's so hard. Like, it's just so hard to know like if a song's gonna do well or not. Like, it doesn't matter how much I love the song. Like, sometimes you just never know, because like I'm going in there blind. Like, I have no manager, I'm an independent artist. Like, there's not funding being put into it, being pumped in. Well, there is, like, for myself, like, to make the song, but like for promotion wise, like, I'll throw up ads on TikTok and stuff, like, but I don't know, it's really hard one to crack at the moment. Like, you know, it's just kind of.
Did you learn anything from the record label? Like, did they tell you what they did?
I didn't even have much contact with them, really. Like, it was your man, the producer, Blurred Pictures. I actually don't even know his real name. Like, I've worked with him for like a year, and I need to ask him his name, but I feel like it's too long.
You just call him Blurred.
Too long,
yeah. Blurred.
That's the issue when it goes past like
it's like it's too long. Like, even like when I
think the worst.
How's it going, mate?
It's so bad. But I'm terrible with names in general, though. Like, so yeah, but yeah, no, like with the label, I didn't really have much contact with them at all. It was all him. Like, so like I just they kind of sent over the artwork. Like, I didn't really have, and I have it tattooed on me now. Like, and I had no like input in it at all. I probably could have if I wanted to, but like I didn't try. So I was just like, yeah, you just do your thing.
How attached are you to the numbers? Like, what do you consider success with any individual song? Is it like, okay, yeah, I know this song's good, or is it all about if it actually performs?
Right now for me, it's not. I don't like care how many streams a song gets. Obviously, it's great that I have like moving faster and it's doing well, and you know, obviously it is a numbers game too, ultimately, like, you know, for it to be a career. But like, at the moment, I'm just like putting the music out there. I'm like, one of them's going to blow soon. Let's just get one of them to blow in the next year. And then I'm like, once one goes, if I have enough, I'm using it almost as a portfolio. So like, if someone comes on to my music and they're like, oh, he actually has like 4 or 5 tracks that are kind of similar and they're really good as well. So I'm just trying to build that up at the moment, and like, hopefully have a big, like, one this time next year, have like a lot more audience that are kind of listening to just my music and not my collaborations. Like, well, collaborations as well, like, but like, I want my music
use that as a way to get them into
yeah, of course, exactly. Yeah. Because like ultimately, at the end of the day, every songwriter wants to sing their own songs, you know, like, so not that them songs aren't my songs, but it's like I'm obviously more attached to my own ones, but yeah, no, like I'm kind of just using it as a portfolio for like, even for like managers or for people who just come across me, just like so they can listen through to my music and just be like, oh, he actually has something about him. So like that's kind of what I'm looking at now. Like obviously I want the numbers to be good too. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say the numbers don't matter.
What would be good numbers for you though? Like if you had to like pick if you
as much as possible.
As much as possible. Yeah. Like I don't know. Like every song is different when it comes out. Like it's kind of, I don't know how to describe it, but like probably like if I got 10K on this track in the next like 2 months, like that I just released, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
Like that's probably in and around what I would kind of aim for, is always like once you hit a 10K mark, I can just kind of push on from there. But
yeah,
like,
move on to the next one or something.
Yeah. But I know in my head, I'm like, I know that like once one of them goes, I know if I have the other ones up on Spotify, like
that's
that they just, it's just gonna be a knock-on effect. Like so, I'm just kind of trying to get as much stuff up over the next year. And now I'm not in college, so I have more time. Like today now, like I can go home, I can do a writing call, or I'll go on. I'll play a bit of career mode, to be honest, with the FIFA. Not gonna lie, but like I can actually do stuff now. I'm not like stuck in working and like stuck in doing something I don't like. It's kind of my whole life it's ridiculous. My whole life is music. Like everything I think of has something to do with it. Like, you know, like I don't know how to describe it. Like, every little thing I do has something to do with my music. Like it's mad. Like
stuff when other people are trying to ask you what your hobbies are, you just have none.
I have literally have none. Yeah, like that's what I'll play career mode with my like.
That's it.
Like,
it's an outlet. That's the only outlet.
That's the only other outlet. Yeah. It's good and bad too. Like because I used to play football and stuff, and like where I'm from is a big football place. Like in Kerfin, and like that used to be probably the hobby, and music was also a hobby too, I suppose. But then it just became my whole life, which I don't not like either, but like it's a blessing and a curse, because like when I'm talking to people, like even if I'm like chatting to a girl on a night out, like I'll start talking about music and I'm like, oh, I can't talk about that. I don't want it to be my personality.
Let them find out afterwards.
Like, yeah, exactly. Let her find out. Yeah, the next day or something. Like I don't know, but like not then. Like, you know, but like people do like when I talk about it though. Like people are like, because it's something different. And I was actually talking to a girl a girl there recently, and I was like, I'm so sorry if I keep talking about music. Like, I'm so sorry. And then she's like, no, it's like, it's
refreshing.
Yeah, it's refreshing. Like, you know, it's not like, she's like, it's not like you're working like in a 9 to 5 or something. It's something different. Like, I'm like, okay, like, but then I'll just go too much and keep talking about it. And it's just like, yeah, because it's just, it's everything. Like, as you can probably tell, like,
you go on a first date with a girl, you're just like, too much music.
So yeah, too much music. It's so funny. Like, and even all my tattoos are music related and stuff. Like, so it's just like, yeah, maybe I have made it my personality.
You're all in.
I'm going all in. Like, yeah, that's what I thought when I got tattoos. Though I was like, because I can't be a primary school teacher now. I can obviously, but like, like in my head, I'm like, tattoos, I can't. Well, no, you can be, but I'm just like in my head. If I have tattoos, I can't be. It has to be music now.
Be a PE teacher maximum.
Yeah. No,
long sleeves.
Yeah. Have to be long sleeves, but like no, like obviously that's not a rule. But like in my head, I'm like, if I have tattoos, I can't have a job now. Just I don't know why I think that, but like
that's just like the old format of like
like
tattoos. No,
exactly. Yeah, like I don't think it should be like that, but I just think like it's just to keep myself ticking, kind of like
just keep yourself focused on the music. Really.
Yeah.
I don't want to go there.
Exactly. I don't want any other option but the music. Like but yeah.
Where did you get your start in terms of gigs? What was the first gig you played, and I suppose what does it look like now? Do you have some regular slots in different venues?
My first gigs was in Tuam. I think it was like the day before. I think it was like 16. Or no, it would have been 17. It was the day before my debs, and they just asked me to play a gig, and I was like, "This is class! I'm getting paid like 80 quid here for like singing." Like that's what I always say. I'm like, people are like, "Oh, you must be wrecked after the gig," and I am tired, but I'm like, and you know, from DJing, like, and like it's a tough gig. Like I'll be wrecked, but I'll be like, I would have done it in my bedroom for free. For free. Like, so I might as well just come up to Galway and get paid. But my first gig was in a bar called the Thatch Bar in Tuam, and they were very good to me. Like for many years, they always gave me gigs. Like when I was like getting none. Like I wasn't really pursuing it, trying to get loads, but like they were the first gigs. And then I went to America, tried to gig out there. There was nothing. They weren't giving me a sniff out there, and
surprising. Usually they're very receptive to Irish. I think.
They are, but the place where I was in San Diego, so like it wasn't as like Irish.
Yeah, that's true.
Like thing, it was kind of like it was actually a lot of great people there. Though I loved it. Like, but But no, I was, like, I'm so bad for rambling, man. I started rambling and I don't even know what I was talking about.
Oh
yeah, the thatch, yeah. So I came back from America, and then I was playing in a pub in Tuam kind of like every second Saturday, every third Saturday. Wasn't really getting many gigs at all. So I was absolutely skint from August to February there, like terrible, like so bad. I was busking, and sure, you can't busk in Galway in the winter time. Like it's just like impossible. Like,
have you busked in Galway before? Have you?
Yeah. Like I busk all the time. Like, well, I have not recently now because I'm gigging obviously a bit more. Yeah. But like, I was busking like 5-6 times a week there for like a year and a half.
Here in Galway.
Yeah, in Galway. Yeah. And I always loved it because I was always like, I might only make 30-40 quid some days, like, or some days you might make 200. Like, yeah, it's just complete. Like, it depends on the day, but like every day I felt satisfied coming home. Like, yeah, I done something there. Like, I went, like, prepared myself for that. Like, that's what I always say. Every step, everything I do is a step in the right direction. Like, every gig I play, no matter if it's nobody in there.
Yeah, like, it's probably quite inspirational when you see Ed Sheeran's story too.
Yeah,
coming from busking, you know, there's a
100%.
proven path there.
There is,
like, if you actually stick it out, you can make
the great thing about music is you're not fighting for one spot. Like, I'm not going out there saying like I'm going to be the best in the world, because like there's so many people in the world.
It's subjective.
Like, it's completely. Like, so like I'm just kind of like seeing Ed Sheeran and seeing even Keen the Crow. I don't know if you know who Keen the Crow is, but like he's from Cork, blew up on TikTok recently with his own music, and now he just sold out. I don't know what the St. Anne's Park he played in. He played somewhere recently in Dublin with 20,000 people. Wow. And I was just like, man, he used to busk in Cork and do, like I obviously busk in Galway, do the same thing I was doing. And seeing that is just like so inspirational. Like, my lock screen I don't think it's my lock screen right now. My lock screen for years was just, no, it's not, but it was just a picture of Ed Sheeran and just a big crowd in front of him. And that was my lock screen. I think it still is. Can you do the option things on an iPhone? I think you can.
It's like one of those motivational screens that you're just looking at.
Yeah. It's still there. Oh no, yeah, still there. So like, it's just like
nice.
Every it didn't even like inspire me or anything. At the start it did, and then I just kind of got used to seeing it, and then yeah, that's just the goal someday, to just like, when I just said with gigs, I play regularly in 3 different spots now over the weeks, like every Tuesday, Saturday and Sunday, and then I'll pick up 1 or 2 gigs, or as many as I want, like I get offered throughout the week. So like,
would you be nervous when you started? Were you nervous busking or gigging?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Like, well, maybe not, I wouldn't say nervous for gigging, nervous for gigging, but for busking it was just kind of like, after the first day of doing it, I was like, I love this. Like, this is class. Like, I get to just play my own songs. Like, you don't really have to play to an audience, because like, people want to stop, they'll stop. You know.
So would you prefer it over gigging?
Yeah.
And
definitely.
Why is that?
Well, maybe not now, but like I used to definitely, just because I get to just do my own original stuff, and like I can play slower songs. There's something in my, I think it's an eyelash in my eye, but
get that thing out.
Yeah, it's hurting me here, but no, like it's a lot more relaxing and a lot more like chilled and laid back. Like, I don't get me wrong, like I love gigs. Like, I love playing gigs now, like especially in Galway, because I was playing them in Tuam and it's not as busy. In Galway, it's always kind of busy somewhere. So like, I much prefer gigs now than I did, but like busking is always top for me. It's just because I can play whatever I want, and I can go live on TikTok. Like, when I'm gigging, I have to have the phone in front of me with some lyrics and stuff like that. But like, TikTok lives and for busking go well as well too. So
yeah.
It's like,
what about talking in front of the camera? Like, I see from your Instagram, you have no problem with it at all. Was it always like that?
No, because like you come from that mindset of like, this is weird to do. Like, this is weird
in
to
Ireland,
do. Yeah, in Ireland, which is just like, I'm literally talking to a screen, man. Like, it's not that weird. But I think people to fall in love with music too, and people like need to fall in love with you in a certain way.
As the artist,
as the artist, like I feel like they need to have a connection with you. Like, through my TikTok lives, it's kind of weird, like you said though, like talking to the camera there, because I'm in the middle of the street, and I feel like an NPC just talking to a camera, like, you know, like it's weird, but like, it's fine though. I have no problem talking, because like, if I need to get a message out, and like, I like trying to do it in a funny way sometimes, but like, it doesn't really work a lot of the time. But like, no, I like that though. I like gaining a connection with the people who follow me, and especially with TikTok lives, like, people see me for 2 hours. I don't really notice the live is there a lot of the time, so people think they know you. And they like think like, because they've seen you in live for 2 hours and I'm talking, like, they kind of get to know you a bit in a way. And like, obviously I haven't a clue of the person on the other side of the camera, but it's like, it's nice creating that like kind of like homely effect, like, where if people come, like, a lot of people text me saying like they get great comfort in watching some of my TikTok videos. I'm just like, that's sick. And that's also back to the numbers thing again. Like, I'll get a lot more satisfaction if someone messages me saying how much they love the song than like getting maybe like 5,000 or 6,000 streams or something on it. Like, it's just like, when a human comes to you and says it just means a lot more, because it's like whatever they're going through, the song helped. So it's like, that's sick. Like, that's the ultimate goal as well, like, you know. But yeah, no, I don't even know. I see I went off again. Like,
talk to us a bit about like the journey to get to where you are now. How difficult has that been?
It's been like, I know a lot of people have had it tougher. Like, I'm nowhere near where I want to be, like, obviously, but like, I was lucky enough to, like, obviously, as I said, go to college and stuff, and my parents, like, you know, sorting me out with that and helping me with that. But it's always with the music, it's always kind of been my own belief in my head. It's kind of I've always had to motivate myself, kind of. Like, not that, like, my parents didn't believe in me and stuff, like, I'm 100% sure they did, like, and I know they do now and stuff, but like, it was almost kind of being deluded. Like, you kind of have to turn yourself a bit deluded. Like, I'm completely deluded now. Like I'll, like, when it comes to, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's such an outrageous statement.
But you're saying, yeah.
But like, it's true though. Like, I'm in the sense that, like, it's gonna sound so tap, but like, I in my head, I'm like, I know I'm gonna sell out an arena. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a weird thing. Like, it's just like, I had to, like, believe it. Like,
surely you have to.
No, you do.
Otherwise, you're not going to commit 100%.
No, you're not.
It's a constant manifestation.
Yeah, it is. Every night, like, I'll sit there for half an hour. I'll put on my headphones and listen to the music I put on Spotify and picture selling it, like, playing it to an arena, and it sounds so weird.
That's
and, like,
not uncommon though.
Yeah,
it's like visualization.
Yeah,
like,
it's a manifestation.
A lot of athletes in particular would do that.
Yeah, 100%. Like, yeah, I feel like I'm a really big believer in, you have to visualize it. You have to, like, say it and it'll speak, or speak it and it'll
happen. Yeah,
it'll happen. Yeah, that's like the Rashford. Did you ever see the Rashford thing?
Yeah.
LeBron. It's completely messed up. A good quote there.
Yeah,
but no, yeah. Like, I'll sit there for half an hour, put on my headphones, listen to my music, and then just close my eyes and just manifest playing, like, a big arena. And it's just like, the more I do it, the more I think it's going to be true, and the more I'm, like, deluding myself to the fact that this is going to happen. So, like, I don't know. We'll see if it does. But, like, it's a constant kind of. That's what I mean when I say, like, deluded. Like, it's funny to say, like, but, you know.
Do you find you doing that in, like, public transport and stuff? You put headphones in.
Yeah. I'm always, like, thinking I'm in a movie when I'm, like, sitting there. Yeah, headphones in, like, you know.
So, like, deluded is basically the opposite of, like, self-doubt. So in the early days, was it kind of switched?
I never really had self-doubt in the sense, like, I always kind of knew that I had something, but, like, wasn't really sure, like, how to go about it. But then TikTok came at the right time. Like, TikTok kind of came around 2019, 2020, and I happened to just hop on it. And, like, I saw a guy called Anson Seabra. He's an American singer, and he was, like, one of the only singers I seen on the app. So I was like, I don't want to put this out there. This is outrageous. But I was definitely one of the first, as I put it out there. I'm definitely one of the first Irish musicians to go on TikTok. Because I don't remember anyone else before me. And I definitely know that there's people that have said, like, there's been loads of people that said to me that I've been the first one they saw, and they messaged me and stuff like that. Not that that's an achievement or anything. I just happened to be on it at the time. But, like, I think because of that, because there wasn't many musicians putting out stuff at the time on TikTok, because it was the first month, it was my New Year's resolution for 2020 to go on TikTok and start pushing for that. Yeah, so random. But so yeah, I happened to do well then.
How did your, like, peers and, like, even when you're in college, your classmates and things like that, when you're on TikTok at that early stage, how did they react to that? Were they supportive?
I suppose, yeah, like, even they didn't really, like, they always knew I did music and stuff. Yeah. I like, with college, like, I never went to my lectures, so I didn't really make many friends in college. And all my mates from home went to Galway, so, like, we were all kind of still tight. So, like, we all kind of didn't really branch out that much because we always had each other. So we were kind of like, yeah. And I don't know why I started talking about that. There was something that was leading on to that. They always knew I sang. Like, they went to school with me, they've known it for years. And then, like, I played football in Carriffin, so I did get, like, a bit of stick from, like, the guys who play football. Like, you know the way it is, like,
that's just that Irish nature, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, I got an earring and they were like, oh, it's earring guy. I'm like, what? Come on, man. Earring guy? You never seen an earring before, man? Like, what? But like the songs that start, like, you know, they weren't as good, like, as well too. So, like, you know, I don't blame them for taking the piss out of me a small bit. But, like, I never really cared if people took the piss out of me. Like, I was always, like, fairly sure of myself. Like, I didn't really care too much.
How has your perspective on life changed since you started in your career? Is there any, like, one thing that you wish you knew when you started? Maybe something that you overthought about when you're...
Yeah, like, I overthought a lot at the start, kind of like that, oh, this dream will never happen. Like, there's so many people out there. There's so many people doing the same thing you're doing. Then I was like, I'm not competing against anyone. Like, I'm competing against myself. So I was just like, it's fine. Like, it'll just work itself out. I'm very chilled out in general. Like, so I'm kind of like, when it comes to this, I know I'm putting enough work into it that like eventually like it will work out. So it's just kind of like, at the start I was very, probably did have a good bit of self-doubt, but like over the years, if I could tell myself one thing, like just like that, like I said there, like it's just believe in the process. Like I heard it from one of my teachers in school, and I'm still in contact with him now. He's a great dude. He's like he does like dramas and stuff as well, like outside of school, but he's also involved in sport. He's kind of a jack of all trades. But he said to us when we were younger, he was like, just believe in it was something to do with football, I think, but he was like, believe in the process. And it just always stuck with me. It was just like always something that like stuck with me. So then like since then I kind of just always have kind of just believe, even though this process is like what even is it? Like it's not even a thing.
You can't see it. Like,
you can't see it. Like, yeah. So it's like, you kind of, like it's a shot in the dark really, like, but no, yeah, it's just kind of,
I think it always takes way longer, no matter what you're doing. Like way longer to actually be super successful than people think.
Oh yeah.
Social media makes it look like it's
overnight,
1 year
like,
job.
Yeah.
But like it's not.
Behind closed doors, it's completely different. Like, you know, like even putting up the videos I do from busking, like the live, I'll chop up the live and then just put up all the clips like of different songs, whatever. And like that in itself, the views don't even get that much views, or the video doesn't get that much views, but it's like it still takes so long, and like people just see the video. They like, even for yourselves, like I was saying to you earlier, like do you edit and stuff, like people don't see that, like how long it'll take you to get this episode on their phone, but like they'll just see that, you know what I mean? So it's, yeah, people don't see what happens goes on behind closed doors and how much work I put in. Like I devoted my life to it like completely over the last 4 or 5 years whilst being in college. So now it's going to go to a different level, which I'm so excited for, like just finishing college, being able to just properly just go right into it. Like, so yeah, that's the goal. Like even like I would have loved to have been able to play EP this year. That was the goal at the start of the year, to play EP. I don't know if it'll happen or not. Probably not. Like, something like 2 months away. But
you're playing Riverfest now, though.
Yeah, I'm playing Riverfest. Yeah,
is that your first festival?
That's my first festival. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about. I haven't been there before or anything, but it's meant to be really good. It's kind of like a lot of up and coming artists and stuff. Yeah. And like some obviously established ones as well. Yeah. But yeah, no, because I can't wait to play that now. That's I think it's next week actually. Sorry, I have my phone out here. That's so loose.
So loose. It's like I actually have no idea when it is.
Yeah, it's next week, I think. Next Saturday.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very bad for that. Like that. Like I went to a gig the last day and I left my speaker at home, and I was just sitting there for an hour before the gig. Like on TikTok live, and then I was like, oh, my speaker's at home, so I had to go all the way back home to drive all the way back in. I was like an hour late for the gig. Wow. After being an hour early. That's so laid back.
That's just music artists in general.
I think so, yeah. I think so. People have a lot of presumptions on musicians too, though. Like that's a correct one though.
Yeah,
like, I mean, as in like
time management and everything like that.
Yeah, in the music so industry. Bad. Like people think you're like this. Like I talk to people after gigs, like or whatever, like just when I'm packing up, and people think you're like this, like some sort of person. Like they think like you're like, oh, you're talking to me like normally. I'm like, what did you expect me to talk to? Yeah, like I'm a human, man. Like, what did you expect me to talk to you like? I don't know. It's weird. Like they think you're kind of like, I don't know. A lot of the tourists think you're like hardcore.
Pull up that thing there. Your man sent you.
What did he send me?
Client 03.
Oh man, Jesus. Yeah. So actually, I'll just say it because I know it anyways.
Yeah.
There's this artist that was coming to Galway. He's from the UK. He's pretty unknown. He's an electronic artist. He does everything kind of hardware.
Okay.
Very, very extreme dude. Like his music is kind of like ear candy in an electronic way.
Okay.
But he's playing an electric this Saturday. So I was, I said, look, I text Adam. I was like, look, we should try and get him on the podcast, like, or even just get an interview with him for like 10 minutes.
He's completely anonymous online. No one knows what he looks like. He's never done an interview before.
The reason I said, look, we'll try and get him on is because he's never done an interview. Let's just see what happens. If we can try and, if he's in Galway, he's playing electric.
I told him he could wear a mask.
Exactly. So we were just like, we want to keep your like stay anonymous. Then perfect. We'll do that as well. Just give us like 10 minutes. And he texted me a thing. He just said he goes, thanks for the offer, but no can do. And then he sent me this image. All right, I'm like, we'll throw the image on screen.
It was like a computer or something.
It was like something creative, something node, a creative relative node. And I was just like, oh, thanks, man. Yeah, no, totally understand. No issues. Like I get that you don't want to do it. But I was just saying, like the guy's communication was just.
I thought it was very funny. Weird, he was offended, but I thought. I
was pissed off. I was like, this guy. He's like, what? I said, thank you. I totally understand. I don't understand at all.
I
actually have no idea what you said. Why you said no.
That is so random.
But yeah, we'll throw it up on the screen anyway, so you can have a look at it. Oh.
So some people are fried too, though.
Fried.
Like that is such a fried thing to do.
But like, it's the music. It's the music as well.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, no,
like,
it is. Yeah,
you're gonna meet so many people out there with their own ideas of what they like their music to look like.
They're very cool though. Like. A lot of musicians are like really cool. Like, only recently I've kind of got to meet and been in that circle of like musicians and like stuff. And I love it. Like, I love being around people that are the same like mind as me. Like, I obviously have my boys, like my friends, like who aren't in that realm, like of like music and all that. But like, I love meeting new people. Like, even just meeting yourself, like people who are in that kind of creative space. It's like so nice to like. It's refreshing when you've been in listening about teaching children.
It's always nice meeting new people who are somewhat interesting.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's part of the whole point of the podcast.
Yeah.
We're doing this for the podcast as well. You know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, as well. Yeah.
Just bringing all the music artists together. You know.
Exactly. Like that's there. Yeah, that's great. Like it's like the same thing in like collaborations too. Like I've met so many people that just do like photography or do like stuff like that, like random stuff that I could help them with and they could help me with. And it's like it's just so nice the way the kind of community is in Galway as well. Yeah. For that, like people are very helpful to each other.
Yeah, I found that it wasn't like that years ago. But I think in the last few years, I just find like everybody's on everyone's side.
They are.
Everybody wants everyone to be famous.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I want you to be famous because that's going to make me famous. And
exactly.
Like,
yeah, it's like a knock-on effect, nearly. Like, you know, and even like when I played the Gavin James gig, like I came home and like everything in Galway was like everyone was delighted for me. Like random people when I was busking were coming up to me saying they saw it, and I'm just like, that's so cool. Like I'm like, thanks, that's mad. Like a lot of I didn't realize. Well, I did, I suppose, that so many people knew him and stuff, but like I didn't realize how many people would like know me and that I'm from Galway. Like I suppose it was on the article, Galway singer, but like, but like I don't know, like to know me, to come up to me and like when I'm busking and stuff, like to know that was me. But yeah,
walk us through that Gavin James gig. So when was it, and then when did you find out also that he wanted you on the lineup?
I found out. I got a call. I was up at my grandparents' house or my granny's house, and I got a call from his manager on Instagram. I was like, "This is weird. I never got a call from someone on Instagram. I didn't even know people could call you on Instagram." But like, because I was like,
I've actually been using that for years.
I didn't know. But can anyone? But like, he follows me and I follow him. Is that maybe because I follow him, he can ring me?
I think he can just ring anyone in general.
Yeah, because I thought that'd be mad annoying. Like if someone starts spamming you, I suppose you just block them. Like
true, I actually need to look at that.
I don't know. Yeah, but anyways, he rang me on Instagram, and there was a competition for 3 Ireland.
Gavin rang you personally. Yeah.
No, Gavin's manager.
His manager.
Yeah. So if I saw Gavin James, I would have lost it. I'm like, what? Yeah. And I was like, look at the name. I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah, hang up. But I saw the name and I was like trying to think like who it was, and I just was like, all right, I'll answer. And then answered it, and he was like, "Hi, Jamie, this is Gavin's manager, Gavin James' manager." I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "What?" I thought maybe he wanted to represent me or something. I wasn't sure what was going on, and because I forgot I applied for this thing. It was 3 Ireland were running a competition for someone to open for Gavin James in Amsterdam and in Paris. So there's 2 chosen for each. And then I got the phone call. I filled out the form like months and months ago. Got the phone call, and he was like, "Oh, have you applied for this?" And I was like, yeah, I applied months ago. And he was like, "Can you just apply again there? We can't find your application." So I was kind of, okay, yeah, sound. So I applied for it on the spot there. And my granny was like, I was going crazy. I hadn't, like, cause I was like, this is like the biggest thing that ever happened to me. And my granny was sitting there like, what is going on? Like, and I had to explain it to her and she didn't understand it. But I was just like, yeah, basically I got a really big phone call. So then after that, I didn't hear from him for like a week and a half. And I was going to Amsterdam with my friends. So I was like, okay, I'm about to get the biggest phone call possibly of my life. And then I'm going away with the boys on a trip that like, you know, it's Amsterdam as well. Like, you know, we're going to have the crack. Like, so I was like waiting for that phone call. And the day I got back, the day after I got back, I got a phone call from a guy called Colm, who was like part of the 3 team. And he was like, "Oh, we're just wondering, would you be available for these dates? You haven't been picked yet or anything like that. We're just wondering for dates." But I had been picked. I knew I'd been picked at that point, but I didn't want to like believe it. So I was kind of like, "No, you haven't been picked." And then I was like, "Yeah, I can hop on a call whenever." Like I was just kind of be saying yes to whatever they were saying. Yeah. And then they were like, "Yeah, we might give you a call tomorrow. We'll see, whatever." So I was like, all right. And then half an hour later, he was like, "Oh, we're going to give you a call at 12. So then I was kind of like, all right, I think I might have it because the girls who went to Amsterdam to open for him got like their promo was a phone call, a FaceTime video. and then being like, oh, and being Gavin who's ringing them saying, oh, look, you're opening for me and here, whatever. So I'd seen that video on TikTok already, and I knew they wanted to do a Zoom call. I was like, this is so sketch. It's definitely going to be Gavin. Like, but I didn't want to believe it. I told the boys, they were like, oh, they were celebrating, they were going crazy. I was like, boys, I don't have it at all. Like, and I was like, don't jinx it. But then obviously it was Gavin, and then so the next day, I answered the phone. I was so nervous before the phone call. Like I kind of knew then. And then he was like, yeah, will you open? The video's on my Instagram, I think. He was like, will you open for me in Paris? I was like, yeah, 100%. Like, this is mad. What the fuck? And then...
no, I'm busy.
Yeah.
You can't make it. Sorry, lad.
You couldn't believe it. Yeah, I can't make it, man. Too busy. But no, but he was in like the Swiss Alps. I was just like, what the fuck? Like, he just randomly. I think he was touring there. It was a European tour. But it was like a acoustic residency tour, is what it was called. So it was like more so acoustic kind of songs. So it was like smaller venues. But like, I obviously didn't care. Like, that was great. Any chance to play for him. And then I later found out after I played that I wasn't even on the list he was given to be like to choose to open. Because I hadn't applied right. So that's why I got the phone call from Gavin's manager. He had requested for me to be like in with a shot or whatever, or be on it. So I was like, that's mad. He followed me on TikTok like 4 years ago. And he's like commented on little things. So it all comes back to the TikTok again.
That's like, even more special.
Yeah.
That is very special.
Yeah, and he was like a big
he'd be
inspiration.
too busy and he'd forget about it.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, like he is also, by the way, like one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. He is such a gent.
Who,
like,
Gavin?
Gavin, like he's just such a great guy in general, like away from the music and stuff. Like, obviously he's insanely talented, but like, I can never thank him enough. Like, he's one
Gavin,
of my inspirations.
Next time you're in Galway,
he would 100% do this. Like, he'd do something like this. Like, if he's in Galway and if he has time and stuff, like, obviously he's a busy dude. Like, but like, he is just such a nice guy. Like he comes into the room and like, he'll make sure everyone's welcome and like everyone, like, he gave me some great advice that like I'll take with me forever. Like, you know, like, and even like, he's one of my inspirations growing up, and like, to get the seal of approval from him was like, I just couldn't believe it. Like, I was just like, no one can take this away from me now. That was the one thing I kept thinking after the gig. After gigs, sometimes I like, you're on an adrenaline rush. I'm sure you're the same. Like, and then you kind of drop because, you know, it's over. The gig's over, and I'm kind of driving home, and I'm almost like not sitting there depressed, but you're sitting there just like motionless.
That's what a lot of things do.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know what it is.
I even find it like, you listen to music in the car and you're like, oh, this is sick. Or it's class song. And then you park up and turn off the car and it's like,
You don't even want to get out of the car. Yeah. I do that a lot. Like, I like driving. Like, my car is actually bust at the moment. Like, it's not starting. So I'm driving my mom's car at the moment, which is grand because she's a lovely car. But it's just like, I miss having my old car. Just go for drives whenever I want, and you know, just listen to music. But yeah, but like after that gig, the Gavin James gig though, like I was like, so like what has just happened? Like, went upstairs to the green room, and then I was just sitting there, and I didn't even want to talk to anyone because I was like trying to process what had just happened. Like, and it was almost that like feeling of like, it was great, like, and unreal. And I actually went outside and I sent my mate a voice note, and I was like nearly in tears. I was just like, couldn't believe that all this had just happened, and it all happened so quick as well. And but then afterwards I was kind of sitting there and I was motionless then for a while. And I don't know what it is. It's like a come down almost from the adrenaline you had playing. But like, yeah, that was like such, they sorted everything. Like, they paid for everything. Like, they just were so good to me the whole time.
Did you play your original stuff?
Yeah, all original shit. I played one Lewis Capaldi song just so they knew, the crowd knew something, and then the rest were my own tunes.
Wow. And you get a good reaction off that?
Yeah, no, it was unreal. They loved it. Yeah. Like, people coming up after, like, people that said to me that they knew I was playing because they saw the promo, and then they went on and listened to my stuff before and learned some of my songs. Oh my so gosh, that's kind of like, because I heard someone singing along, but I was like, surely that's just like one of the lads, or not one of the lads there, like Gavin or someone, or I don't know. But like, there was really, like, afterwards as well, like, Gavin was kind of like, you could tell he liked my music, which was nice. He wasn't just like picking me because like there's just some Irish guy that he got told to pick. Like, he actually went through every single application. Like, they told me he looked through all the videos. Like, he was properly on it. Like, so like, I kind of just thought I got picked. Like, well, I didn't even think, whatever. And then I was like to him, do you know any of my songs, Gavin? Like, and he was like, yeah, I kind of know this one. Like, and I was like, can we sing it together? And there's a clip of us singing one of my tunes in the green room before I opened for him. And I was like, that video I'll show my grandchildren, man. Like, that is like, it meant so much. When I told my mom, I told her, obviously I didn't get it in the typical prankster thing and told her, oh, I didn't get it. And there's a video on TikTok, like of her reaction and stuff, and she's just sitting in bed and she's in her pajamas. She's just like, why did you put that up? I'm in my bed. I'm like relaxing. I'm like, it's fine. Got like 40k views, so I'm just like, yeah, nice.
Nice.
Yeah. she doesn't care about it, obviously, but like,
yeah.
Did it open many doors for you then?
Yeah, it like I was saying there, I was skint from until February. Like I was busking and I couldn't get gigs, and then kind of as soon as I came home, the word kind of got around, and like I said, I have 3 regular gigs now a week, and then I'll just pick up maybe 2 or 3 like. I'm playing 5 or 6 gigs a week, so it's great. Like it's like since then, like people like. I feel like as well to get into bars and stuff in Galway, like you kind of need to have something behind you where they can be like, oh yeah, he done this, like, and now it is like the most thing people come up to me, and like I was out last night like for my results and stuff, and like people come up to me more about the Gavin James thing than they did about TikTok now, and it's like people like it's like 50-year-old woman came up to me the last day and asked me like, oh, you open for Gavin James, so I was like, how do you know? Like not that they are too old or anything, like, but like it's just like, how do you know that I done that? Like it's just it's mad how fast the word goes around. Like, so kind of came back and I got offered a lot of gigs then since, so it's been great. Like I don't have to work now and I have more time to like to focus on my mission, like, you know, so it's amazing. Great. Like it's class.
So are you enjoying the process more now than in the early days? I'd say like when the early days were you kind of just like, oh, I have to get here, and now you're just maybe
I think because it's a clearer sight now. Like I can see it. After getting the Gavin James gig, I knew, okay, now it's possible. Like now it's on. If he can like have enough belief for me to open for him in Paris, like
choosing you like that,
like choosing me, I was like, surely I can do this now. Like that's like, this is going to be great. But I'm under no illusion like things like that like are like once in a lifetime kind of things, like too. And I mean not once in a lifetime, but like they don't come around every day. So I'm kind of like just I'm enjoying that. I'm loving it, to be honest. Like do you need studio time to kind of elevate yourself to that next level, or can you do it from your bedroom? I think I do need studio time. Yeah, I need to be in an environment where I'm constantly my music is constantly being produced. And I think once, like, that's why I'm just so excited for one of the songs to blow, because like I said, like I probably have 500, 600, 700 songs like thereabouts, and like if I'm in a studio, like if let's say if this is a studio and I was here for the whole day, like you'd have an album done. Yeah. And like, well, you wouldn't have it done, but you'd have it recorded. And it's just like, I'd be so much more productive if I had that. So I'm trying to get into that a lot more. Like at the end of this month now, the start of July, like I have a few studio sessions, like recording my EP and then recording other songs too. So like, that's what I love about it now. Like the process of it now is recording in the studio. Like, even though I'm not a big fan of recording, like I don't actually like doing it sometimes because it just kind of gets repetitive, or not repetitive, but like I'll just get frustrated if I get one little thing wrong. But no, yeah, I'm really, really enjoying it now, and I'm really like looking forward to getting into the studio and just being around that environment more and more and more, and just being around the people.
You just needed that free time.
Yeah. I needed it. Yeah. And now I have it, and it's like, it's great. Yeah, it's great. I can watch the Euros all the time, man. Yeah. I haven't missed a game yet. It's class. Yeah. It's unreal.
What can people expect from you in the next few months? When is that EP?
That EP is hopefully, I'm aiming to have it out. I was initially aiming August, but it probably will be like in around October, November. Okay. Time.
And then your new track as well. Where can people find that?
So you can find it on Spotify. Life Goes On. You can find it everywhere really. Yeah. But yeah, I've that track's coming out, and then we have a track hopefully in a month, which is a collaboration with Blurred Pictures again. But it's one of my own tunes. It's called Made For You, which I'm really excited because it's real kind of pop. It's not like electro. It's kind of like more very poppy, which I don't know how to feel about it, but like I'm kind of like it's very radio. Nice. So that's like, you know, if it gets played, hopefully get played and stuff like that. But we'll see. But yeah, the plan for the next few months, just keep releasing. I've a load of collaborations coming, and then I have my own EP separate to that. So like the songs that will come out, like that one, Made For You, like won't be on the EP. It's just my own stuff on the EP, which I can't wait for. So that's the goal. And then hopefully this time next year it'll be elevated a lot more, and
unreal.
I'll have a bit more.
Anything else you want to shout out, or where can people find you on social?
Just Jamie Mcintyre everywhere. Yeah, I don't even think there's. I think we kind of touched on everything there. Yeah.
That was a great episode.
That was sick.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me,
man.
Appreciate it.
Thanks very much. That's sick, man.